So this very first video is going to start with creating users and updating current users. So the first thing you're going to do is click on Start, Configuration, Users and Security, Users. So as you can see, we've got a list of all the current users within CRCC Asia, and we have 41 accounts. We cannot create any more accounts as it will charge us. So what we do is, if there is a new user to be created, we have to find a user that no longer requires an account. So I'm going to take my username as an example. So I'm going to find my name, Shane Ryan, right here. Okay, so if you have a new user, John Doe, we're going to put in John Doe right here, and then we'll put in John Doe at crccasia.com. You have to make sure login is enabled or the user will not be able to log into their account. So then you want to update the password, but the first thing you're going to do is click Change at Next Login. So you can apply a temporary password for this user. For example, CRCC Asia 2016, whatever you want it to be. And then you can notify the user of this temporary password, and when they attempt to log into Workbooks Next, they will be able to put in the temporary password, and then the next screen will allow them to update their password. So each user has different capabilities. So if it's an intern, you want to limit the capabilities and groups that they're a part of. So if you have a Beijing office intern, the only group they need to be a part of is this one, Beijing office. Depending on if the general manager or someone else within the company wants this user to have extra privileges, you can simply add them to any of these groups. If it is an intern, make sure that export capability is not set, because the intern does not require export capabilities. This would allow them to export large amounts of data out of workbooks, which we do not want. So again, you've got a capabilities screen. It just breaks the groups down into individual capabilities. You can see them all there. And yes, databases. So the only database anyone within the company, apart from the CEO and the CFO and the directors of the company, the only database anyone needs to be a part of is CRCC Asia. The directors then will be also a part of a group called Management, which is right here. So that's very simple. So one other thing I need to mention, before any user will be able to log in, once you click Save and Close the new user's email, they will receive an email from Workbooks. Within that email there will be an activation link which will change the email address from the old email address, for example s.ryan, to the new email address, j.doe@crccasia.com. The user has to activate or click that link from the Workbooks email in order to be able to log in. Once they do so, they can then log in using their email address and their temporary password, and they can change it to their new password the first time they log in. So that's simply updating and creating a new user.